Hey, what's going on guys, McGinley Customs here. Today I'm going to be running through a tutorial on how to make custom light patterns. Now this isn't an easy tutorial to, walk through with you guys, so I'm going to leave a link in the description below of the vehicle and the file and the light bar I'm going to be using. Now just for educational purposes, I'm not going to make this car look, absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to put a Wheel and Dominator 6 module on the top of the car, so we can see the custom light pattern working, and then when you actually go to make a car, you will be able to, learn it yourself. So I'm just going to grab the 6 module here. We'll grab the 8. So here we have the Wheel and Dominator Series 8 module. Once I finish modeling this this light bar on top of the car, I will put it in the link in the description below. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that. This obviously is for educational purposes. I'm not going to actually fucking use this, am I? But I'm going to use this light bar. It's probably one of the clearest light bars you can use to tell if your custom light pattern is working right or not. I'm just going to put this on top of the car. So making custom light patterns it's not easy. You need to have a certain amount of siren numbers for a certain pattern or this and that. So the pattern I'm trying to make on this video is on screen right now. Now that pattern is semi-easy and semi-not easy. The hardest part is definitely getting the binary numbers correctly matched up. So what we would have to do to get this pattern to work is, well, we would have to make these separate siren numbers, or if you're running low you can pair them in 2s, but I like to pair them in 1 so it looks more of a, a strobe, if you know what I mean. So I go left to right, and then these 2 I want them to go like on off, and blah blah blah. So this light bar, sorry, it's already kind of set up to that. So as you can see, this and this and this and this, we need to detach the lights from here. So we're going to get rid of the Dominator, and we're going to get rid of all of the lights except from the 2 end ones, like that. Oh, why aren't they deleting then? Oh yeah, because they had their own sirens, aren't they? Oops. And there we go. So now we have all the lights here. Now what we need to do is detach all the lights so they're all one whole light. I'm just going to speed model this all the way through. Okay, so now that they're all their own sirens now, as you can see. So at this point, I would like to make something called a Siren Plan or a light plan. For this, you just need a notepad in your computer. Now it's very easy to make one of these. So you can just do Siren 1. So how many sirens will we need? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sirens here. So we need to make Siren 1 to 8. So Siren 3, Siren 4, Siren 5. Siren 6, Siren 7, and Siren 8. Now, like I said at the start of this video, I'm going to leave all of my work here in the description below in the download, so you can just come here and edit it. So what I like to do is I like to set it up as a pattern in terms of the Siren Plan. So Siren 1, I would make that the red end module. And then Siren 8, I would make that the blue end module. Like that. So that means Siren 2 to 7 will be ambers. So that will be, I'll name that next to red amber, and then I'll name it next amber, and then next amber, and then next amber, next amber, and last amber. Instead of next to red, make it the first amber. Make it called first amber. So that is your light plan with the 8 lights. The 8 sirens, sorry. So you're probably thinking like, well, how's this going to help? Now this will help insanely when you get to your Carcols stage of making a custom light pattern. So what I like to do is I like to make my siren numbers like this. So we need siren, I'm not going to write sirens, write 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an extra 7. So if you don't know how to do custom light patterns, it is literally just binary. If you don't know what binary is, it's just a pattern of 1s and 0s. Now, it's not binary you put into the Carcols, you need to convert the binary to a decimal number. There is a link in the description below to a website that does that for you. So, if what I want it to do is I want the ambers to strobe left to right and the red and blue to, you know, just go red, blue, red, blue. So, if we want the first amber to go first, we would set that to 1. And we don't want any lights on with that light, so we're going to set the rest of them to 0. So 0 is off and 1 is on. So, now we have set up the first beat in our light pattern. So now that we've had that one beat, we don't want it to go back on, and we want the second amp to come on. So like that. And then we want the rest of these to be 0 because it isn't their turn to come on yet. Now, again, we don't want this one to beat yet, so we're going to set that one to 0. That one's just beaten, so we're going to set that to 0. And now it's this one's to beat, so we're going to set that to 1. And the rest of them are going to go to 0. So you just want to do that, so on and so forth until you reach the bottom, and I'll show you what I mean by reach the bottom in a second. This is a bit of a time-consuming thing to do, and I understand that, but it's honestly all worth it in the end. There, so you'll see what I mean if I hit the bottom when the last one hits 1, okay? So say if I want it to go from that side all the way back to the beginning. So what I would do is set this to 0, go back up to 1, set that to 0, set that to 0, 0, 0, like that. And then I'll do the same again, but this time I would make it the siren above, that should be 1, like that. And if you should start seeing a little pattern forming in the binary. But something to note here, guys, you can only have 32 binary. It's a 32-bit binary sequence. You can only have 32 1s and 0s. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're making your pattern. So I'm going to speed through the rest of this pattern really quickly, guys, and we need to set that to a 0. See, even I get this mixed up sometimes. It does get a bit confusing. And then we have a 0 here, a 1 here, a 0 here, a 0 here, a 0 here, and a 0 here. Then we have a 1 here, a 0 here. Oh my god, this is so annoying. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So now we've gone from left to right. So we've gone left, we've gone right, left. So we've done one strobe like that. Okay? So that is 1, 2, 3, okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 11 sequences. So, what I recommend is maybe making it so it's not left, right. So it needs to be 32, so you want to set this up evenly so it doesn't, you know, change pattern midway through a pattern. Now, if you don't understand what I mean by that, is I mean, like, it could be going from left to right, and if you go over 32, halfway through going right, it's just going to restart the sequence back to the start. So, we're going to just continue this sequence. So if it's 11 right now, I'm just going to set... how can I do this? So you see, it's quite a logical thing, this. So if it's on 11 now, and I copy and paste it, if I just copy and paste that, so that means we're now on 22 sequences. So we're on 22 sequences here. So now we could do, you know, a left right hit thing instead of a strobe. So we would set it up like this. So if we wanted to go 1 1, so that would set it on for double the amount of time the beats per minute is. If you set it to a beat per minute, off 1 1, off on off. So now we're on a 24-bit sequence. So now we want to do it in the opposite direction. Okay, so now we are on a 26-bit direction. So now we could do something different. So it's all about how you want your pattern to be, really. So we're on a 26-bit binary pattern right now. We need to get it up to 32. So I mean, we can keep going doing this. Right, so now we're on a 30 bit, so just to make it even to 32, we're just going to do one more of these. Okay, so now we have our 32-bit sequence for Siren 2 to 7. Now, we are done with our well, not our Carcols, but we are done with the pattern for the ambers now. Now we just need to make a simple one for the red and the blue. So that is easy. I can make it, you know. How should we do this? We can do 1100, 1100, which makes it an 8-bit. So we'll do that here on the other side though. So like that. And then we can do, so because it's double the time, now we do half the time, so it'll go faster. So we'll do 101010. That means it will be down here going 010101. And then we can do 1101 10. So it will go on, off. You know what I mean by that, I think. Let me see. So that means it's on right now. So when that turns on, this will be off. We want to keep that on for when that turns on. So now that will turn on, this will go on, and I want that to go off. And then we'll do that again. Do I want to do that again? Actually, no, I don't. So it will go. It's really logical here, guys. You know, you got to have a good brain to think about this. So we are on when this is off. Still on when this turns on. Off when that's still on. And then turn that off. In fact, you know, I'll just forget about that one. I think we'll just make it a, you know, a constant beat of this. So we'll just go 1100, 1100, 0011, 0011, 010101. One zero one zero one zero, and then we'll just turn it on for both of them here, like that. We'll do it for free though this time. So there we go. We now have our 32-bit binaries for all of our patterns now. So what I like to do here is I like to put dashes next to all of my binaries here, and then I will go to a website where I can convert my binaries to a decimal. Now, like I said, this will be in the description below. So if we go to binary to decimal converter here, what we do, we will just copy our first binary here, and we'll put it in the convert, and it will give us the decimal number. Now we're just going to put that next to Siren 1 like that, and then we're going to do the same for the next one like that. And you just keep going until you've got all of them converted to binary. Okay, so now I've got all of my binary numbers converted into decimal. So now what I like to do is go back up to my Siren Plan up here, and again I like to put dashes next to all of them, keep it organised like that. And then I just copy and paste them into their designated Siren number. Okay, so now that I have that done, what I like to do next with my Siren Plan is I like to put the direction the direction, you know, the environmentals are flashing. So I see a lot of people putting their lights under their car and making it 2 sirens. There's really no point doing that. It makes it look so ugly, and it just doesn't give you any environmental at all, and it just it restricts it to one whole pattern. We don't want to do that. So in my Discord, I will drag it over here. In my Discord, I have a resources tab here. There is a lot of stuff here on Carcols and stuff like flags for your metas and stuff. Anyway, so we just want to go down here, and I will... where is it? Oh yeah, no, here it is. So in here, I have a Siren Plan of a LAPD car I made. As you can see, these are the directionals of the dummies. So if you rotated your dummy by 180 degrees and it was facing backwards, you would set it to... sorry, if you rotated your mesh 180 degrees and your dummy's facing forward, you want to set it to that. But because our car only has a front-facing dominator, as you can see here, it's facing forward, we want to get the 0, 0, 0, 0. So what we'll do then is we'll do 0.000000000. So it's 10 zeros, I believe it is. No, it isn't. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 8 zeros. and then 0.0. So you just want to copy them on to all of them, seeing as they're all facing forward. And then finally, what I like to do, again, it's in my Discord here, is get the colours of the lights that I'm using. So here we have blue. So I will set that for the blue module here. And then we have red, where is it? Red here. And then red goes there, and then the rest of them are amber. So we'll find amber or yellow. Is it more of a yellow colour? Let's have a look. Yeah, it is. So we'll get yellow. And then we'll just paste it in like all the other ones. Okay, so now our light plan is made, we need to finish the car. So, you know, you just do it like any other car here, except for when you scale down the lights, I'm going to show you a little trick that my friend Jacob taught me. So thank you, Jacob, for telling me about that. So we're just going to drag everything out here. I'm going to get rid of that because it's just a dummy. Alright, so I'm going to speed through this. I'm going to do a speed model of this real quick because you don't need to see this. There's on plenty of videos and it's also going to be in the link in the description. So, okay guys, so a little trick I'm going to teach you here. So here we have our sirens, right? So this trick that Jacob taught me is immensely helpful. So we want to just detach, not detach, we want to untick all of our lights here and tick all of the dummies. Now we want to select all of the dummies except from the, you know, the dominator mesh. And we're going to move it backwards just a little bit, about there. And then we're going to select all of the mesh and deselect all of the dummies here. There we go. And then we're going to select all of the mesh here, and then we're going to go to display, local axes, and reset to parent. Now if you've done it right, the axes should move backwards and the mesh should not move at all. Right, so now you want to turn pivot off, which is when this disappears. It's down here in the bottom right. Pivot, make sure there is no red circle there. Now here's the handy bit. When you go to properties and scale, you want to make sure you scale it down to 0.1, not 0.5. Now you'll see what this does in a second. So 0.1. There we go. So when we scale it down, you'll see that it makes them absolutely minuscule. They are tiny. So they hide so much easier, and you don't have to sit there fiddling around trying to hide the lights. So there is one downfall to this. You have to change the scale factor in the Carcols to 10, as it is not half in it. It's changing it to 0.1, and to get it back into a, you know, the normal size back to 1, you'll need to times it by 10. So you need to change the scale factor to 10, but don't worry, I will teach you how to do that. So now that we have our sirens hidden and everything, we just want to convert to compound, you know, LOD it all. I'm only going to LOD it to LO1, LO1 for the purpose of the tutorial, so I don't sit here for ages LODing things. Because I'm only giving it to you guys and putting it in the description below, and you guys can work off of it. Also, I want to thank Peralta, I think his name is, for the dev model here. He's released some good stuff in the modern community. I love his Avengers and stuff. Everything about his work is just amazing. Also, thank you to Tomcat for the Dominators. Just remember, guys, none of these parts are private, so don't feel like you're going to be getting private parts from this. So, yeah, sorry. If you want private parts, you have to hit up the person who made them and buy them. Alrighty, so while I'm here in Zmod right now, I want to show you something. This isn't really related to the tutorial, but I'm having so many people in my Discord complain about this and how this isn't working, and how, you know, you can see the dummies, but you can't see the lights. So you want to go into your material browser. It's this little like multicolored ball up here. Now you want to find your light submissive, which should be down here. This should be for your lights. And to see if it's for your lights, you want to find your lights in your viewport window here. Kind of hard to find them, but in this model, this is the only light submissive there'll be. It will already be at the top. As you can see, the lights are here. The way to check is go to your lights in the viewport and then untick the material, and if they disappear, that's the material that you want. So move that all the way to the top, just in behind default material. Now, one last thing, people are saying, oh, why am I getting this error STR failure thing? What you want to do is, hang on, we're going to rename that just to misc_dom, and then we're going to just put it in the car real quick. So I'm going to put that there. So people are complaining that they're getting STR failures and stuff from 5M. So when you export your car, before you export it, you need to select the whole car here. Go to isolated, well, have police 2, click on it, and then click isolated. If it's done right, your whole car should disappear. Now, you want to go to properties, user defined options, and if it says base here, you want to click on it and click delete. and then click OK and apply. Now, once you've done that, you are now free to export it. Another thing that people are often getting wrong, whatever the name is you have right at the top here is what you have to export it under. If it says _hi at the end, it doesn't matter, export it as what it says before the _hi. It's just exporting it a bit smaller and lower detailed. So, I have police 2, you can change it if you want to, you can change it to, you know, big dog and export it as big dog. You can export it as anything as long as it is that name right here. So I'm going to export it as police 2 onto my desktop. Now when you export things, you also need to export an _hi. So I need to export a police, oh my god, my typing, _hi, like that. So I'm going to save this file now. Make sure you save it before you put it in game, just in case anything crashes and you need to go back to it. So now we need to do the Carcols with our light plan. So we have our two files here, and now we need to make, I don't know if the car comes with one. We need to make a, oh, it does come with a YTD. This one comes with 2 YTDs, a plus and a normal YTD. So now you'll need OpenIV. I'm pretty sure everyone these days who does GTA modding has OpenIV. OpenIV is an essential for any modding. So yeah, you need to get OpenIV if you're willing, if you want to add stuff to this car. If you don't want to add stuff to this car, then you don't really need OpenIV. So we're just going to throw the car in here real quick. In you go. So in here we need to add the textures for the Dominator. So we're going to go to Desktop, Carcols, Dominator, and we're just going to throw that in like that, okay, and save. Okay, so the tutorial I'm doing this for, I'm sure most of you are doing non-ELS for 5M. It's quite rare to not do non-ELS if it's not for 5M. So I'm going to go to my 5M server here real quick. Let me open it up. I will also leave a fresh copy of a resource for 5M for Carcols. So hang on, I'm just going to rename this and copy it to the desktop. So I'm just going to put it on the desktop here. Oh, I've just renamed it to... Oh my goodness. Give me a second here. We're going to make a Carcols. And then in here we're just going to throw in all the files that... There we go. So let me just delete the Durango I had in here before. So here we have a fresh copy of a resource. I'm sorry, I'm starting a bit here, guys. I'm just trying to do this. So I'm not adding like custom hand-in lines. I'm just going to use the default vanilla GTA ones. Now this isn't a 5M tutorial, so I'm not going to teach you all about 5M resources. So we're just going to go straight to the Carcols, and it will have this in here. This is just from a Durango that I made, but it won't be in your one. This is already going to have the Carcols for the custom light pan we made. So your ID value here, it is, you know, a number that you identify that Carcols setting to. So in the car variations, you'll need to set your ID for that model to this ID. So you can name it any three digit. So I'll do 672 like that, and I'm going to name it Chardom for Charger Dominator. Now I'm not too certain on all of this stuff. I just know that it's to do with the light environmental settings. However, your beats per minute, this is how many times your lights will beat per minute. That is what BPM stands for. I'm just going to set it to 800. Actually, no, I'll set it to 700. It's quite rare for it. It's quite common for it to be on 800 or 600. So here you can set your wigwags. I don't use wigwags. They're pretty, you know, in my opinion, pretty boring. So here's where it gets beefy. Here's where your lights will be changed. So this is why we needed to make a light plan here. So here we have Siren 1. We just need to throw everything from Siren 1 in here into here. Now, one common mistake people make is they accidentally throw it in the rotation and it doesn't work. Now, when you're putting in your custom decimal light pattern here, you want to make sure you put it under flashiness, and where it says sequencer, paste it in there. Now for this tutorial, always make sure you have your multiple set to 1 and your BPM to true. Your intensity here is how intense your corona will be. If you don't have coronas on, you can turn them off by setting your sides value here to 000. If you don't know what coronas are, let them just them really bright balls of light. Now here's where it says color value. This is what color your lights will have an environmental of. Now I think I forgot to do that. Yes, I did. Oh no, I didn't. It's here. So we're just going to copy this hexadecimal digit code here. I don't know what it's called, and we're going to paste it in here. Now finally, we want to get our directional travel of the dummy. Going to get it, and then we're going to paste it under flashiness again where it says delta value, and we're going to paste it in there. Now Siren 1 is done. Now I'm going to speed through the rest to do the rest. We're going to speed model through the rest of this, so I'm not going to be sitting here wasting time in the video. Also, one thing really quick, guys, make sure your light group is set to 0. And your scale factor, I forgot to tell you that. That is very, very important. Make sure your scale factor is on 10. Otherwise, your lights will be humongous. Make sure your scale factor is on 10. If it's not, your lights will look dreadful. And the reason it's on 10 is because we made it 10 where we scaled it to 0.1. So make sure all of these sirens say 10. A good way to replace it is just copying it, hit Control H in Notepad++, paste it in, and then change it from 2 to 10, like that. So now you don't need to worry about it, it's all done. So we're going to just do the rest of these real quick, and I'll be back with you guys. Okay guys, so I've now done all of the Carcols here. So we want to remember this ID value here, 672. So now that we've got that saved, we want to go to our car variations. Now, here you can name whatever the model you want it to be. So mine's Police 2. I'm going to set it to Police 7 for now. And then down here, we want to go to our siren settings for Police 7, and we want to change it to 672. It is as easy as that. Now, we want to go to Vehicles, and we want to change this to Police 7. You won't have to do this unless you're making your own model here. So, Police 7 and Police 7. Like that. So now we just need to rename this to Police 7 real quick. Rename Police 7. Police 7 underscore high. And Police 7 plus high. Alright, so last but not least, we are going to throw this back inside of my server here. We need to go back to my boot SSD, go to FX server in here and throw it in here. Now I need to go into my server here, and I need to do start Carcols, like that. Done. Now we're going to start the server, and I will see you inside of FiveM. Okay guys, so we are now in game, so let's try and spawn Police 7 and see what happens. As you can see, it's spawned. Let's set it to daytime. And there you go. That is the pattern. So, I hope this tutorial helped you guys. If you have any questions, you can leave it in my Discord, or you can message me if it's that urgent. So, I'm McGinley Customs, and I will see. Okay, so halfway through filming that outro, my voice decided to just cut off, so I'm going to say I'm McGinley Customs, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.